Unleash the power of knowledge and connect with the heartbeat of the African diaspora. Download our African Diaspora News Channel app now on Google Play and Apple App Store. Stay informed with authentic and diverse perspectives, breaking news, and cultural insights. Immerse yourself in a community that celebrates unity, resilience, and progress. Experience the vibrancy of the diaspora at your fingertips. Don't miss out. Empower your perspective today. Search African Diaspora News Channel and join the conversation.
The Black church has come under a lot of criticism just for a whole host of things. Now, I've actually seen a lot of people talk about this in the last couple of years or so. I want to read you a tweet from a sister. The Black church makes too much money off the people to not work as financial institutions for the people. Granny tithed 10% of her income every Sunday for 50 years, but died dependent on Social Security. Now her family has to pay to have the funeral at the church she paid off. Happy Easter. So she made that tweet on Easter. Guess just maybe, talking about the situation with her grandma. But yeah, I've seen a lot of people talk about their grandmother or their mom or their dad or whatever had to pay to have a funeral at the church that they were a member of for so many years. And to her point, her grandma paid a copious amount of money to the church and, like she said, helped pay off. And I think that's a lot of people's story. But to hear that churches are charging people to have a funeral there when they were members of the church and they contributed to it is crazy. It is absolutely crazy. And it would be my last time at that church if I had to pay to have a loved one's funeral there, especially if they were members forever. Now, I get some people, maybe they were, the prodigal son or whatever, and they were not involved in church and they up and died for whatever reason. And they're saying, hey, can we have the funeral here? Okay, I can understand that. But, the mama that sat on the motherboard for most of her life up in the church, that is wrong. Now, it is said, on a rough estimate, that in the last 30 years, the Black church has raised anywhere between $275 billion to over $500 billion in the last 30 years. That's a lot of money. And to her point about the financial institutions, them serving as one, why not? Y'all got a lot of money. And most of the time when you look at Black churches that are in the Black community, the Black community around them is dilapidated. So why isn't more of that money being funneled into the Black community or helping people like her grandmother that was dependent on Social Security? But the other thing too is from that Social Security money, she was tithing to the church. So maybe there should have been some sort of financial literacy being taught out of those church or the church she went to at least. So yeah, I agree with her. Her grandma shouldn't have had to pay to be buried there. That's crazy. Anyway, y'all let me know what you think of that. And for more insightful commentary, please subscribe to this channel and my channel, The Demetra Kaye Show here on YouTube.